What is up YouTube, it is Matty and I've got another Clan War recap to show you this video. So I've got a nice mix of raids. Before we start the video I've got a little bit of an announcement, nothing too major, but I found out recently that I've got a lot better at Countdown, so that's a life win. You know, the game show where you, not a game show, the show where they try and make words out of a jumbling of letters and numbers and that sort of thing. And I put it down to the fact that I've been playing a game called Alphabeti while on holiday with the wife. So yeah, in that game there's it's like a big jumble of word. What's it like almost like a crossword thing, and you got to find words out of it. Anyway, that's good news for me because I was always really bad at Countdown and I wanted to get better. Suppose we're to talk about Clash. Yeah, so the war was versus China, not the whole of China, just a clan with China and then some Chinese symbols in its name. So yeah, pretty much dominated it as normal with the, well, when you're not against clans that can't consistently 3-star, it makes a big difference, and that difference was highlighted in the score with 87-65, 27 3-stars brought home by Emphatic, 3 Town Hall 10s, so 3 stars remaining out of the 90 potential stars, so pretty solid war from us from that perspective. But yeah, I've got a good selection of raids, I think. We're going to start off with one of my favourites. It was an attack by Bing and it was a stoned GoHo. We're going to keep up the same sort of review style I was doing before, which is a little bit more detail and looking at how, why, and all that sort of thing, and just really trying to break down the raids. Now, first thing to notice is that with the double giant bomb threats, they all seem to be in the northern side of the base and the queen seems to be in the south side of the base, and lowish level walls. But what Bing did here was to do something slightly outlandish and to use quite a meaty kill squad. So it's a stone, so triple golem, and he's going from top to bottom, so all the way down to get to the queen. So it's an absolute sort of mammoth job, but how he executes it is going to be, well, you're going to see now. So I'm going to click play on the raid and show you the first part. So there were a couple of, firstly, there was a couple of cannons that were out exposed, you see. So he used a giant and a couple of hogs to firstly take down the cannons, but then the hogs seemed to move through and head towards the mortar, and I don't know if it actually managed to take it down. Didn't on the right hand side, but did on the left hand side, and then he's able to put in the stone GoHo. But what he's also realised is that he can use a couple of hogs to take down some defences while he's dropping the wizards and that sort of thing. So these defences are getting pretty hit hard. They've also got the CC pull. That kind of went down. The other arch tower is really low on health. So he's using the poison spell and a rage spell there to help take down the CC. Now, I don't think he needed the rage spell there. I personally probably wouldn't have used it because it just didn't do much of anything really. But look, the golems are going in, they're going deep, and he's got his second jump spell down now. So moving quite nicely through the base. The queen's into the perfect position. She's following the path that he clearly wanted her to go. One giant bomb threat eliminated. You'd have thought there'd have been one at the top, but there wasn't. Second giant bomb threat eliminated. 3 giant bombs have been triggered now. Looks like I was thinking the golem might go and trip the 4th one, which is probably just north of that expo. But he's already got his hogs going in. Look, the heal spell to cover the section of defences, and boom, raids over. All the defences are now done. And after the air defense there, absolutely beautiful raid. I just love the way he went all the way from the top through the base, cleanly started moving through, brought the hogs in from the bottom side, and that's why stone GoHo is one of my favourite attack methods. Just a real nice raid that was, and it was so sort of cleanly done. I reckon he had quite a bit of time left on the board. Slightly, I love the fact he brought 1 heal spell on a hog attack as well. It's rare that you see that, and actually made it work, but that was because he was able to melt through the entire base. So the next raid we're going to show is slightly different. It's by Endog, and it's a Valkyrie. So let's have a look at this attack now. So what he wants to do is because all the 4 air defences are quite close to each other, his plan is to eliminate all those air defences and then use loons to back end the raid. So you can see he's got 11 Valkyries, a couple of golems, wizards to create the path, Valkyries to go in and destroy the core, and then the back end loons. That's the idea of the raid. 3 heal spells, heal to keep the Valkyries alive mainly. So needs to get through the CC. That's always the challenging bit with Valks. If it's splash damage, heavy hitting troops in the CC can cause the Valks some issues. So the golems are down, and because he's distracted the arch tower on both sides, he can create the cannons out of reach really. All the other defences are distracted, so he can create a really wide funnel. So I don't know how wide he's going to go. Not as wide as I'd have thought on the wizards. So he's just going to keep it nice and tight by the look of it. But maybe the wizard might actually go and start targeting the arch tower soon, which would be nice. The golems are getting hit pretty hard. Wizards are already taking down extra defences. Look, I think that wizard's going to take down the arch tower on the right as well. Queen's going in. Watch how late he is. So now he's only just dropped the king. Look, the Valkyries are going in. The jump spell perfectly placed to let him into the core as well. So because he's dropped the king late, the CC is not going to be pulled and start triggering the king. The CC is likely to go and trigger the Valkyries. And now he's got dragon and loons on it, so he needs his queen to get in there and help him real quick, because she's going to be the key to this. Look. Now the good thing is, I suppose Valkyries are very quick, so they almost dodged the loons. Now the queen sort of sat back. There's not many things to kill those loons, so he's got to be really careful. Loons already started killing the Valkyries, and in fact, yeah, all the air defences are down now. There's nothing else to kill that loon, and that's the risk. But look what he's done. Probably 2 defences, 2 loons per defence. Just started targeting all the outside. They're going to start moving through. His troops have managed to survive the queen, the king, and they're going to carry on helping out. And now he's just got a huge wad of loons. He's also brought some back end wizards as well, which is always key when you're doing this sort of raid, because if you're just left with loons at the end, you might struggle to get the cleanup done in time. So awesome job by remembering the cleanup. Awesome job by keeping both heroes alive, because they're really going to have helped on the cleanup as well. And yeah, the Valkyries worked well. They did the thing. The risk was the CC, as always. The loons did start taking them down, but it didn't actually kill them all and end the raid, which is something that's happened to me before. Corner Hut. That was my nickname at some point in the clan, by the way, because I did a raid where I left the corner hut, but it's taken down, and it was a nice 3-star. So moving up next to an AQ walk. So if you're a fan of looking at the Arch Queen walking, let's have a look. Attacked by Stewie, decides to go in through the north side of the base. I'll show you what I like about this. Now, once he drops the Arch Queen down, you'll see her movement. She takes down so much. Now watch this. Look, she all the healers are on now. She's getting hit by one defense at the moment. The wizards are there to help sort of path her in the right direction. So she needs to go right. That's the idea, and that before he breaks her in. Now she's getting targeted by 2 defences now, so she's going to start losing health, but she's going to take that cannon down quite quick. Now she's in a position where her health is going to be sort of hovering, maybe gaining a little, because I think there's 4 healers on the queen. She's going to take the air defence down soon, and look, the CC pull starts. But look what happens now. She's got just enough time to regain enough health so that when the CC starts happening, she can use the ability, take down the loons, take down the dragon, get full health back, and she's now in fighting form. He's got the golems down, still creating that pathway. Look, jumping straight into the core. Now this is an absolute lovely raid. I've really enjoyed watching this. King's going in as well, got everything going in the right way. The queen's going to go down soon. Double giant bomb threats. I mean, it's a little bit awkward where I imagine the giant bombs are going to be. The other thing I like about this raid is, what the hell was the point in the rage? He really didn't need it. Perhaps he didn't think that he was going to get the CC pull as early as he did, and that he'd be able to take him down under healers and be fine. But because that seemed to work out really, really smoothly. I don't know where the giant bombs are on this base. Oh, there was one just hit there then. did seem to weaken the Hogs. But he did almost like a little surgical drop of Hogs in it anyway. The unit defences are still going down. Cannons survived just then. Another giant bomb trip as well. Queen's moving in, and then the final Hogs going onto that cannon, and then the defences are done, and it's just down to clean up. It has dropped a giant down the bottom as well. So some odd things happening in this raid. Delayed rage spell. I think he finally used the rage spell to help the Queen at the top side of the base. Delayed poison spell. Delayed giant. So it all went a little bit crazy. But man, he got the job done. That's for sure. So really nice Queen walk, because I mean, think of what she did. She took those defences down, cleared a part of the base, took the CC down in the process, and then went in to become part of the kill squad, and then survived to the end of the raid. That's why these AQ walks are so sort of helpful, because the Queen's such a high hitting unit. To have her down clearing defences down, clearing trash building on the outside, and have her survive all the way through the raid is just really effective if you can get the timing right and you can get the pathing right of the Queen. So the next raid I want to show is by Andrew. Pretty odd base, as in it's not one you see all the time, but it's just a really clean attack. So 2 loons and a hog. Now the hog actually pulls the skelly traps as well, which is pretty cool. Found it from the scouting. Dropped a poison straight on them to get them done. The hound's over been pulled out now. Because he's cleared that side of the base, he drops 2 archers and a healer down there, meaning that the hound's going to go and target the archer. The archers are going to retarget to the hound, then the hound's trapped. So he's got the hound trap going. Now down the bottom side of the base is where the main part of the raid starts. 2 golems down, funnel being created by the wizards. And now he's not dropping the king yet. He's going to wait. He's going to create that path in. Now you'll see he's going to drop the jump spell down, let the golems redirect, start pulling in, and wait for the CC trigger to start. As soon as it starts, he's probably going to drop down the king. Here it goes. Look, it's going to start anytime now. Drops the king down knowing it's going to happen. Sorry, CC pull. He's already hit it because of the hound. Sorry, I forgot that then. A little bit of a blonde moment. Anyway, Queen's taking down some defences, and then huge Asian wall of Hogs going down. It's just going to wipe that entire side of the base, but because they're going to converge, it means it was absolutely worth it. That's always the key when you're going to do a group of Hogs. You need to make sure they converge at some point, and there you go. There's the convergence. They split off slightly between a few defences, but they're just moving through in one sort of unified group. He's got 2 heal spells left, really doesn't need 2. More than get away with having just 1 left. The final giant bomb hits, the Hogs recover. He's going to walk away with an extra heal spell on this raid, which is an absolutely clutch. Yeah, just awesome raid. The hound's still over there, look, still on half health. Hogs are going down cleaning up the rest of the base, and he's probably had quite a lot of time left by the end of this raid. Yeah, I mean, the way the Shattered moved in, the golems moved in, the king and the queen, good value there. Then that huge wall of Hogs, it just worked, and it worked smoothly. So we're going to show the final raid of the video now, which is which is number 8. Let's have a look by Tread Easy, and let's have a quick look at the base. So yeah, again, these weren't the best bases. The double giant bombs are to the left and the right of the mortars, which are on the lower mortars. You can see the big double gaps there. The queen and king are in the core. Let's just see how Tread takes that down the base. I'm sure he's going to trip 1 set of giant bombs on the start of the raid. He's doing a Shattered GoHo. Let's see the angle he takes in. Probably going to be through the left hand side of the base, I'd have thought. There we go, look. Golem's down. He's going to start taking the storages, placing the wizards directly on each one of those lower storages there, and then wizards are pied to make sure the queen doesn't sort of walk around the outside of the base. He's going to need to start considering breaking the wall getting the wall breakers in now. There they go. Golem's moving in. Queen down. I think he was a little bit early on the king drop, because the king might run ahead, and if the king did run ahead, which fortunate for him, he was okay, it could have been he got targeted. But the rage spell's down. Now CC are going to start to go down. Now it needs the queen to target the dragon, but she's off getting distracted and ends up getting hit. And now she's walking around the outside of the base, which is very dangerous, but the dragon was taken down, so it's actually not that bad. So he's going to do sort of a 3-finger drop, almost like an Asian wall. He dropped a couple of giants down first to make sure that they were targeted by the defences. When you do that, it gives you that little bit of extra health on the hogs so that you can drop the heal spell a little bit lower. And all his hogs are sort of converging. He did save a couple for the back end as well, which was actually quite nice, to start coming in from the sideways and just help taking those defences down. Heal spell to help with the Teslas, that's absolutely great. Had a few die to that the double giant bomb threat though, which was kind of risky, but no, he's got enough hogs and they're all got on good health, so able to take down the last couple of defences, and then it's a case of the wizard's just going to clean up. So yeah, not the most exciting of wars, not the pretty bland. The bases are a mix between bad and okay, maybe a couple of good bases in there, maximum out of the 30 there, but yeah, Emphatic absolutely dominated this war, and yeah, glad I've been able to show you a slightly varied collection of videos. Hope you've enjoyed this video. As always, yeah, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Also hit me up on Twitter, because that's where at Clashing Matty, which is where you'll get instant notifications when I upload videos. So see you on the next one. Peace.